All right, y'all, so welcome back. We're getting ready to go over the answers to Strategy 6, and this begins on page 35. If you haven't watched the instructional video that goes with this lesson, then please do that before you watch this video. And of course, do the work first also. All right, number one, identify the compound word in the sentence and write its meaning. So our word is backfire. The root or the words back and fire. I didn't quite like the explanation that they gave us through context clues. I think on this one, maybe an easier way to get the word is to think about kind of why we even say it in the first place. Backfiring is something that happens maybe in the context of a gun or of a combustion engine, like it fires in a backward direction. Maybe like if you're firing a firearm and something goes wrong, like it's jammed, it fires backwards. And of course, that is something that is unplanned and is a negative result. But kind of like if it happens in a car, I think a lot of times it may cause the car to stall out or die. So knowing that backfiring is a bad thing may help you here. I'm not sure that breaking down the compound word helps. There's a little bit of a logical leap here. Back means, in the other direction, and they didn't even really define fire. Fortunately, the other example is a little bit better here in the work. So for 2 through 5, we're looking for a word in the sentence that has a root that matches the description in the parentheses. So, number 2, we're given to bend, and the word is flexible. Flex and bend mean about the same thing, so that's a pretty good clue. Number 3, to go across, and the word is translate. Trans means across, and so often, words that have that as a prefix have something to do with going across, and in this case, it's going across a language barrier. Okay, 4, to depend on, we're looking at reliant. And, to rely on means the same thing as to depend on. So that can help you come up with a context clue there. Okay, 5, to notice, the word is actually remarkable. Maybe a little bit difficult to puzzle out here, but if something is remarkable, it's worthy of being remarked on. In other words, we have noticed it. It's worthy of talking about. Okay, with the multiple choice, number 6 is A. The act of seeing again is revision. All right, and 7, which words help the reader determine the meaning of distinguish as it's used in the sentence? And it's actually D, tell the artist's paintings apart in one from another. This is pretty close to actually a definition of distinguish, to tell things apart or to tell them from one another. And then finally, number 8 is D, which words are most helpful in determining the meaning of category as it's used in the paragraph. A category is a group we put something in according to things that it has in common with other things in the group. So same, both, and group together, all those words kind of give us a picture of what it means or what category means. Okay, this was a short lesson. These vocab lessons are not quite as in-depth as the grammar, or at least they're not as time-consuming, but that doesn't mean that they're not as important. There are a lot of vocab questions on the tape and on the GED, so do get comfortable with determining the meanings of words and texts. In your personal reading, when you come across words that you don't know, then practice. Practice using context clues, prefixes, suffixes, breaking the words down into the roots, and before you know it, you're not going to have that many words you don't know.